So today with CK Vlogs, we'll be touring Nairobi National Park. This will be the beginning of quite a journey that will take us all the way down to Amboseli, Savo West, and finally to Diani. But to start with, let me give you a small tour of a nice facility located at the edge of Nairobi National Park, Masai Lodge. Yeah. So this hotel is on the banks of Mbagathi River. It overlooks Nairobi National Park. It has over 40 years in hospitality, and hence it's really well experienced for hospitality. As you can see, the restaurant area looks really nice, and the bar area too. So it's a nice place for you to enjoy meals and a nice ambience overlooking Nairobi National Park across the valley. And for those who love swimming, they have a swimming pool. So come swim at the edge of Nairobi National Park. So two of my friends who will be taking a vacation in Kenya will be staying here for at least 2 nights. And I want to give you a small tour of the manyatas they'll be staying in. So the houses are shaped like manyatas, no wonder the name, and borrows this architecture from the Maasai. And it's really cozy, and it's really a nice place. I would totally recommend it. And as you can see, they have a queen size bed, really well laid out, and the place has everything you need. The meals you eat in the restaurant, you have a small balcony overlooking the park, so why wouldn't you want a sunrise there?
Yes. Go to the side. I'm taking a group photo. Is it video? Happy holidays. Ayo, ayo. Hayden's got the ears. We got grown up. There he is. Yes. Oh, now it looks like I have them. Thank you.
So park fees for entering Nairobi National Park would be $43 for foreigners and about 400 shillings for Kenyans and East Africans. Yes, it's really discounted for local people, so you have no reason not to come to Nairobi National Park. Did you know that Nairobi is known as the world's only wildlife capital? Now you know it. And this is because it's the only capital city in the world with a national park. Yes. Margarita, look at my screen, the camera. A little bit on the geography. The park lies about 7 kilometers south of Nairobi and occupies about 45 square miles. That's about 117 kilometers squared. Above the sea level lies 5,000 to 6,000 feet above sea level. If you like working with meters, that's about 1,500 to 1,800 meters above sea level. And by the way, did you know it's the males impalas that got horns? The females don't. And normally the females will hang out with one male and he'll be in charge of all the females, and he will have to be defeated by another male for another male to take over. Whenever you visit a park in Kenya, one of the major sightings you want to spot is the lions. On this day, we had full supply of this. We found this family sleeping and not bothered about the people around or anything happening. I guess they were all full. They would occasionally wake up, check up the surrounding, and continue napping. Yeah, they know they are the kings and queens. Amkeni tuwapige picha. Ai. You're totally the boss. Yani unageuka tu, unalala vizuri. Sawa, madam. We are sorry. We are sorry, madam. Oh. A little bit more on the geography. The park has an electric fencing around the northern, eastern, and western boundaries. However, its southern boundary is formed by Mbagathi River. This boundary is not fenced and it opens up to the Kitengela Conservation Area. If you remember, Masai Lodge is located in this area. Within this area, there is considerable movement of animals towards the Athi Kapiti Plains. Sometimes this happens through community land, which creates a people and wildlife conflict. If you have come this far within this video, then you definitely love this content. So kindly subscribe, give me that subscription. It won't cost you anything. You just have the advantage of getting to know whenever I post new content. Chapa your subscription. Thank you. I won't be doing this video justice if I don't give you a small history of this wonderful park. So the British colonists arrived in this area where the park is in the late 19th century. At this time, the plains east and south of what is now Nairobi had plentiful of wildlife. Nomadic Maasai lived and herded their cattle among the wildlife, whereas the Kikuyu people farmed in the forested highlands above Nairobi. As Nairobi grew, it had 14,000 residents by around 1910. Conflicts between humans and wildlife increased. The residents would hence arm themselves to protect themselves against lions, and wildlife gradually be confined in the expansive plains to the west and south of Nairobi. and hence the colonial government set this area aside as a game reserve. Settlers from Nairobi, including Isaac Denson, author of Out of Africa, rode horses among gazelles, impalas, and zebras in the reserve. Just a small pause in honor of these big beasts. Guys, one of the main attractions in Nairobi National Park is the rhinoceros. It's endangered, and Nairobi National Park is well known for being a good conservation area for the black rhino. So when you come to Nairobi National Park, one of the major things to spot is this munyama. Yeah, this one you have to spot it. If you don't spot this one, then that game drive is not fully successful. You have to do it again. Yeah, rhinos and lions, they are the must see in Nairobi National Park. Yes, and if you don't get to see them, you have to redo it again. Yeah, we were lucky to have all these together. Another lucky spotting of lions. Hey, hii trip yenyewe tulikuwa na bahati. Lions, we were just lucky. Anyway, let's go back to our history class. So the conservationist Marvin Cowie was born in Nairobi. Returning to Kenya after 9 years absence in 1932, he was alarmed to see that the amount of game animals on the earthy plains had dwindled. Expanding farms and livestock had taken the space of the game. He later recalled this place as a paradise that was quickly disappearing. At this time, the area that would later become Nairobi National Park was part of the Southern Game Reserve. Hunting was not permitted in the reserve. But nearly every other activity, including cattle grazing, dumping, and even bombing by the British Royal Navy Air Force, was allowed. Cowie started a campaign for establishment of a national park system in Kenya. The government formed a committee to examine this matter. Officially opened in 1946, Nairobi National Park was the first national park established in Kenya. Maasai pastoralists were removed from their lands when the park was created. Cowie was named a director of the park, and he held this position until 1966, working with both the colonial government and post-independence government. Later on passed by the ivory burning site. This is a place where you can have your picnic. It's among the few places in the park where you can get out of the car and have your picnic. There are a couple more or go to the washroom. So, and this spot since 1989 when the Kenyan second president Daniel Arap Moi banned 12 tons of ivory. Yeah. This event would improve on Kenyan's conservation and wildlife protection image. Some two additional activities you can do at Nairobi National Park is you can visit Nairobi National Park Animal Orphanage, and you can also do Nairobi National Park Safari Walk. So if you don't have time for the game drive, you can visit the orphanage. Here you'll find the animals that have been injured and they are healing. So, and then later on when they are fine, they are released back into the wild. So here you can easily spot animals. So if you don't know the difference between a leopard and a cheetah, anzia hapo orphanage, utajua. These warthogs ensured that we have a little bit of finishing up entertainment. Kuna katoi kalikuwa kanasumbuana na elders wake hapa. Kanangengana. Pumba! Thanks a lot for being part of this journey doing Nairobi National Park together. We'll now be heading down to Amboseli National Park and later Savo West, and finishing up at the coast via passing by Taita Hills. So ensure you subscribe, ensure you check out the video.